Let's start the recording on the starting soon screen, and now let's start. Let's transfer over to the camera and talking head here. Um, Good morning, Danny.
Oh,
You all good? Sound like you had a
yeah.
late night. I, I can tell by the sound of your voice that you were up very late last night.
Oh, yeah. I was up pretty late.
I was about to say, chats about the new model.
Yeah, the redesign went over pretty well.
I think it should probably explain to the YouTube audience here on my that are going to be watching the video. So I stopped by Danny's stream yesterday, the day that this will probably be uploaded, which is February 6th. Um, so the day before this video, um, Danny did her Model 2.0 reveal. So what you currently see is Danny right now, right? Got massively overhauled and updated, and holy fucking balls, it looks good. The model looks absolutely phenomenal.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so needless to say, people went fucking nuts in her stream yesterday. Um, Bro, people went absolutely fucking bonkers yesterday in your stream.
Yeah. And the tweet afterwards is still going.
The tweet? Wait, hold on. The
I just
tweet afterwards?
Yeah, because I showed it off for the people that didn't get to stop by the stream. Right now, it's pushing nearly 3,000 views.
Oh, what? Hold on. Hold
That tweet's
on.
going around, and I was not ready for that.
Hold on. Did I miss that complete? Holy shit! Yeah, you're up to 2,798 fucking views. Holy fucking balls.
It's it's going around.
God damn. Jesus Christ. I love the first comment is red. Uh and it's the dude saying it'll be like nothing you've ever seen before, but also kind of like Halo. As someone who grew up playing Halo, I know that feeling.
That was so funny.
uh but no, I mean it is 100%. It is definitely a phenomenal redesign of your current PFP. Like 100%, it's definitely Danny is more of a sensation than Dom. Yeah, absolutely 100%. I'm not even gonna deny that, Koro. The fuck? What? I'll protect the Void Kitty. Come on now. But like, yeah, no, exactly. So, no, Jesus. Um, so speaking of your stream, Danny, do you have anything planned for your stream this week before we get into talking TWAB shit?
This month kicks off my increase of Destiny streams, where I'm going to do at least probably like 2 a week, starting with attempting at speed running the first game.
Speedrunning D1.
Yep, fresh account, nothing in the vault. Just gonna go from memory and see how fast I can beat the entirety of the first game.
Now, okay, hold on. What? Okay, that is Destiny related, so I think we could go a little bit more into depth of that. Are you going to be counting raids?
I'm not gonna be counting raids.
Okay.
Just purely like story content.
Well, I mean, technically raids are story content.
They kind of are, but aside from
I mean,
Crota.
I mean, I don't
aside from
know.
Crow.
Fucking King's Fall is pretty fucking important.
King's Fall is, but you kind of also kill Oryx in the story. You do kind of end the campaign with that.
But that's like a fragment of him, whereas King's Fall is like, nah, get fucked, bitch. Like, you actually end his career.
Like since I'm basically going to be soloing the whole thing, I don't know if I can solo the race.
I mean, that is fair. Though that is.
Aside from
I
like
mean,
maybe Crota.
yeah. Well, and I mean, here's the thing, right? Is if you're going to be going back, you're going to be having a lot of the super OP shit that you can get done. So that means that you would need to do, I mean, you'd have to do some build crafting to see what would be the most effective weapon combination and especially which, like, 3 or 4 exotics that you would need to do, like, exotic/exotic quests to do that will make your life the easiest during the story.
Like the last time that I did something like this, because I used to speed level, I got it down to just under 24 hours to hit like the max XP level.
Wasn't that like level 500 something?
Yeah, something like that.
Jesus Christ. That's insane. So
It's a lot of min-maxing.
that's one of the things you're planning on doing with Destiny. What was the other thing I think you said that you were planning with Destiny?
The other thing is probably doing like dungeons and stuff, trying to feed them into some of the streams before Lightfall comes in.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, you have got to get your boy into that shit. Cause I'm in. I'm
One.
game. Let me know when. Put me in, coach. Cause like, here's the thing though. I have you on my stream all the fucking time. Like,
Yeah.
you and I play on my stream all the fucking time. I never play games with you on your goddamn stream. I think it's about fucking time I put in some goddamn work. I need to put in some fucking legwork on your goddamn stream. Uh, fucking Koro just said, Danny trying to solo the jumping in the Oryx encounter would be a sight to see, and he would also watch you solo Spire.
That I tried.
I was about to
It's
say, I mean, soloing Spire is very fucking doable this season.
I got up to the first boss, but I kept getting physicsed.
Oh, knocked in the wall, or knocked off,
Yep.
Oh, it's, knocked off the walkway, right?
Yeah, like the first boss is definitely doable. It's just you have to do clean DPS phases.
Gotcha, right. No,
The
that's fair.
final boss is kind of a bitch.
Yeah, because first boss is the one on the walkway where you get booped, you're just fucked. You have to restart.
You can also get booped back into the relay and just take all of the impact damage. It sucks.
Gross.
That's a death that sucks.
That that's dumb. That's fucking dumb. So, oh Jesus. All right. So I guess let's go ahead and well, I guess let's just go ahead and get into the TWAB then. Yeah, Danny.
Yeah.
All right. Loading up. I literally prepped this fucking window. God damn it, fucking OBS. Stop being dumb, OBS. Fucking stupid. God damn. All right, there we go. Boom. This week at Bungie. 202. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm like 4 days fucking late on it. Fucking sue me. God, I have got to just start doing it on fucking Thursdays before I do my WoW raids. We've got to start doing this. Though to be fair, it is primarily my fault. We're gonna fix that this week, this Thursday, because I know you'll be paying attention for it, Danny. The moment the TWAB drops on Thursday, for the love of God, please message me so we can immediately record so I can get the video out that day.
All right.
Because my dumbass is going to be like, I'll take like a 2-hour break in between stream and rating, and be like, no, record the video, stupid. So, a couple of things here. I'm just going to let you quickly go over, I'm going to let you
All
just
right.
quickly go over this stuff here at the very beginning, Danny, because your boy
Yeah.
needs to go to
All
the
the
bathroom. So I'm just gonna let you cover this beginning shit. Basically just the recap
yeah.
from last week.
Just recap stuff and stuff that's going on right now. Festival lost armor sets voting between beetles and spiders. I'm kind of a fan of the spider armor. Think it looks better. Deep sight weapons are obtained daily from the seasonal vendors. So if you haven't gotten patterns for weapons from the previous seasons, now's your chance. Every day they reset. Iron Banner reputation gains were increased, so if you had the chance to play Iron Banner this past week and or finish up today, probably do that. Shader's pretty cool. The increased gains were nice. It definitely needed that. Bungie store rewards will expire at the end of the season. The economy updates are coming. They're interesting. Since blues are essentially going away forever, they're gone. They're already fixed. No more blues. They have tweaked Banshee's reputation a little bit, and they've also talked a little bit about how expensive focusing's going to be. Focusing's interesting. It's not bad. It's not great. Some of them seem a little pricey, but I get it if you haven't gotten the weapon before. But it is nice to actually have that option to take engrams from the different activities and focus them into the weapons you want. It's pretty nice. I kind of like that change. Focusing the adept weapons also kind of neat. Requires you to do GMs, which is fine. But at least being able to focus the things you want is a good change. Because it takes a little bit more of the RNG out of the already super RNG filled loophole. I'm interested to see how they tweak that after the initial reactions. Lightfall exotic gear trailer dropped. It's pretty interesting. They are tweaking the weapon sandbox, which I kind of want to talk about just a tiny bit because they are kind of intentionally shifting the meta. Kind of. Because, let's see where it is. They are reducing linear fusion rifle damage against champions, mini bosses, and vehicles by 15%, which is a somewhat significant nerf. Not a super big nerf, but it's a little nerf. They are increasing the damage of machine guns and heavy grenade launchers. So machine guns are getting a 10% damage buff. Primarily to help them out a little bit in PvP, but it also is going to add a little bit in PvE. And heavy grenade launchers are getting increased damage against champions, mini bosses, and vehicles by 20%, and minor enemies by 40%. Also improving their projectile collision and increasing their blast radius, aside from Parasite. They're not changing Parasite because it already does a lot of damage. I thought it would have been really funny if they also buffed Parasite by 20%.
I heard buff Parasite by 20%, and I just immediately just cried a little bit on the inside.
Oh no, Parasite's not getting changed, but heavy grenade launchers are getting buffed by 20% against bosses, mini bosses, vehicles, and by minor enemies by 40% with improved.
Is that farther down in the TWAB?
No, that's up here when they talk about the weapon tuning. They released a separate thing for that, but
oh, what the fuck! God damn it, Bungie! Put your shit in the goddamn TWAB.
That's why I'm going over it right now, so you don't have to.
God
They're
damn it.
increasing the damage of machine guns by 10%, primarily to help them out in PvP, but it's also applying in PvE. So machine guns
Thank
getting a buff.
fucking God. Honestly, like, actually, though, can we just talk about the fact of light machine guns have been getting shit on by like the community for ages now, basically since.
It's Thunderlord. Thunderlord is the reason all machine guns got nerfed against bosses.
Yeah, like it would be one thing if they just nerfed Thunderlord, but no, they nerfed all of them. Like,
Yep.
bro, not only did you nerf exotics, you nerfed all the legendaries. Half the
Yep.
legendaries weren't being used.
And another change, because get ready for meta shift in Lightfall. Linear fusions are being nerfed against champions, mini bosses, and bosses by 15%. Aside
Oh,
from Sleeper and Queenbreaker.
that's wait, hold on, what?
So linears will be doing 15% less damage to champions, mini bosses, bosses, and vehicles.
Okay,
Aside from Sleeper and Queenbreaker, they
oh,
are remaining unchanged.
okay, so I understand that for the most part, but why Sleeper is not getting nerfed?
Sleeper is going to be very strong.
Why is out of all the fucking linears, why is Sleeper not getting nerfed?
A great question, but also Anarchy's back. They basically just undid the nerf to Anarchy,
Yeah, that is low key fucking terrifying.
which means other weapons are coming back into the rotation for DPS meta.
Yeah. Trying to think. Oh my
Who's
god.
ready to
You know what I
return
just
for triple tap snipers?
I was about to say, Danny, you know what that also means is, talking about fucking grenade launchers. Um Not just anarchy. Colony.
Well, you'll be okay. It's still such low damage in PvE. It's such low damage.
Well, if the it's the catalyst that hurts it, doesn't it?
No, that's Prospector.
Prospector, that's what it is. God, can they fucking change that catalyst? It actually is so shit for it.
That being said, you can actually focus Wendigo next season.
That is fucking terrifying. Seeing
Gonna
that.
be a really good option.
Yeah. Oh shit. I scrolled too far on my PlayStation controller. All right.
And the other weapon change of note is kinetic primary weapon damage multiplier increased from 1.05 to 1.1, and kinetic special weapon damage increased from 1.05 to 1.15. Kinetic damage weapons are getting buffed.
Wait. Hold on. So let me get this straight. So they nerfed Arbalist and then also buffed it.
Yes.
What the fuck? That makes zero fucking sense. Also,
And
do know Wishender technically gets a buff now. That's another
yep,
buff to Wishender.
all kinetic weapons are getting a buff, and all stasis weapons that are in the kinetic slot are getting basically like a 5% nerf, but that's just to differentiate them from kinetic weapons.
Right. But I mean, let's talk about that for a moment. I mean, out of all of the kinetic stasis weapons, there's only a handful that are really heavily used right now. Um, I mean, i.e., like what? Aya's Luna. Aya's Luna, Aya's Luna, Aya's Luna. I mean, what is another stasis weapon that really gets used other than Aya's Luna? Oh, all right.
Um,
Disparity is pretty.
yeah,
Yeah,
disparity.
yeah. But like, there's really not that many stasis weapons that really beat out. Because it's the kinetic weapon slot is so heavily fought for because at least in PvE content, as the filthy casuals that we are, um, my kinetic is normally one of three things. It is either A, Arbalist, because the Arbalist is fucking busted. B, it's a hand cannon. Uh, or C, it is some random fucking weapon that I just need for a mission. Like, I literally don't run anything else.
Yeah.
Like, it's the kinetic, and I think this is why they did it. Kinetic weapons feel so fucking bad to run for the most part, with the exception of, I think, some of the exotics. Like,
this should help quite a bit.
yeah, like, oh my god, they buffed Forerunner. What the fuck?
Yes.
Oh my
Hand
god.
cannons. Hand cannons as well.
Ah!
Hand cannons are probably going to be back in the PvE rotation.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on.
Yeah. Forerunner's getting a big PvE buff.
Hold on, Danny. So, I'm sorry. So, you said that? So, you said, so, I thought about Forerunner, and all I could think of the moment I heard about it was this.
Ooh, that also means Dead Man's Tail's getting a buff in PvE. That's gonna be super fun.
All I could think of was the Halo themed battle song. Like, fucking Halo theme intensifies, bruh.
Also, would you like to hear the spicy changes that are coming to the exotic weapons?
Oh, isn't that right below?
Nope. This is
Oh,
also in the weapon tuning. So Queenbreaker is getting adjusted to actually have the correct Arc 3.0 blind.
that is a very good change. I didn't realize
Ruinous
that Queenbreaker
Effigy.
didn't have that.
Ruinous Effigy. Its little void transmutation sphere slams now
The
suppress
rocket
targets.
launcher?
No, the trace rifle.
Oh, I'm thinking of fucking Deathbringer.
They're giving the spheres suppression. Here's the spiciest one. Well, the spiciest ones. Leviathan's Breath. Now applies volatile on perfect draw impact. Increasing the damage from 396 to 442, allowing one hit kills for all supers in PvP again, and increasing the damage against champions by 30%.
Fucking what?
Leviathan's Breath is getting mega buffed.
Leviathan's Breath might replace my fucking Xenophage. That's insane. That is
super buffed.
That's insane. What?
Yep.
That is insane levels of fucking damage. What the fuck were they? That's gonna 100% get nerfed next season.
It's gonna be the champion destroying exotic.
And it's got built-in fucking overload, or built-in fucking unstoppable rounds.
Yep. Also, 1KV is getting its solar explosion will now apply 10 plus 5 with Ember of Ash's Scorch Stacks.
Oh my god. Alright, you're gonna have to send me that fucking is the last week's blog. That's where you're getting all this info from?
This is the weapon tuning, which is just under This Week at Bungie in the news. Sunshot is also getting explosion kills. Well, explosion on kill now applies 10 plus 5 scorch stacks.
I really wish they would give you a fucking link in the TWAB to it so you can actually.
Polaris. Also, Perfect Fifth now applies 40 plus 20 scorch stacks instead of a custom burn.
Oh my god, finally. Polaris Lance fucking needed it.
It did.
Like, that fucking weapon is so dog shit awful.
it gets better. There's more.
Okay, hold on. Send me the link because I need a fucking. Oh, wait, is it a video or is it like something that I can like?
It's literally just the blog post because they have this whole thing of the weapon tuning, and this one is fun.
Yeah, send me the.
Two-tailed fox. Two-tailed fox. One of the solar rocket now applies 60 plus 30 scorch stacks instead of burn, and the void rocket already suppressed.
Okay.
And they said the catalyst completes the trifecta. Two-tailed fox is getting a catalyst.
It's about fucking time. How long has that fucking rocket launcher been in the goddamn game? Holy fucking shit.
I'm wondering if what they mean by that is that two-tailed is getting an arc damage.
I want to know if its void rocket applies suppression, its solar rocket applies scorch, and its
Yeah,
arc rocket will apply jolt. Oh my
if it
fucking
does that,
god.
it's gonna be so nuts.
Oh my god. Holy shit. I can literally replace fucking hard light with it.
And yeah, that's gonna be insane.
Oh
Also,
my god. Fuck lost sectors. Every single one of them.
and here's another
You will
funny one.
delete everything. Hold on.
This
Let
is so
me
funny.
let me catch up to here. Okay, so hold on. So, oh, and then small little Legend of Acreus little mini buff. Okay, so the kinetic multiplier, blah 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 blah. Okay, exotics. Queen's Blinker blinding effect. Okay, ruinous effigy, Leviathan's breath. Bro, those fucking numbers are dumb. That's fucking insane.
Which, like, if you have the catalyst for Leviathan's breath, it makes it so much better.
Now,
because I believe it increases its ammo capacity.
Which is good because its ammo capacity is a little low. Now, the other thing is perfect draw impact. That just means that when you get the full drawback, correct? Which is the 3.5 second draw?
Yep.
Yeah. Because, I mean, it already hits like a fucking truck.
And if I remember correctly as well, the catalyst also cuts down on the draw time, which makes it much better.
It cuts it down by, like, I think half a second to a full second, which is good. Let's see here. Oh, Sunshot is getting the Scorch stacks. That's
Sunshot, Polaris,
so all right,
and 1 KV.
Yeah, so Two-Tailed Fox had tough competition as a heavy exotic weapon, but now it's the only weapon that could apply subclass verbs from multiple damage types without extra steps. So Solar Rocket now applies 60 plus 30 Scorch stacks instead of burn. The Void Rocket already applies suppression, and the Catalyst completes the trifecta.
That's gonna be nuts, having all three damage types. It's gonna be the perfect rocket.
Prometheus Lens also getting a buff.
Yep, it's getting incandescent. Pills make enemies explode.
Jesus Christ. And the Grand Overture's latest buff, increasing the missile damage by 50%, brought it up plenty. It just needed its blind updated to tie into Arc 3.0. Switch the Catalyst to use Arc Blind. That's fair. Because that's technically, like, what, a small nerf? Because it's the Arc-specific blind, right?
It needed that because one of the other things that they're changing, which I think they're going to talk about, is, there you go. It's on down a little bit, but they're removing blinding grenades from grenade launchers and replacing it with disorienting grenades. Because they're not arc-specific blind.
Interesting. They're changing perks here. So with Strand coming to the game along with the new Strand weapon damage perk, we've updated a couple of older perks. Osmosis now works with Strand. That'll be interesting to see. And Elemental Capacitor now has the following effect when using a Strand subclass. Plus 20 AE, plus 25 for the enhanced perk. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, Strand is going to be the airborne.
Spider-Manning is going to be a viable thing. Jesus Christ. Also, adding Rewind. rounds onto
Yep.
more weapons is going to be very interesting. Um,
It's an okay perk. It's not great. It's okay. Seeing it on more weapons is good though.
I think seeing it on the specific Vault of Glass, the specific Vogue weapons, and like couple extra weapons is going to be really nice to see, so you can actually play around with the actual perk itself instead of having to fucking constantly do the fucking goddamn raid.
They
Um,
also undid the Eager Edge nerf, basically, a little bit.
oh, Eager Edge has some bugs that need addressing in a previous release. We've now taken the time to do a more complete rework, which also lets us reduce or remove most of the restrictions that were in place. No longer deactivates when moving faster than 35 meters a second. Deactivates correctly after a single melee swing. Reduce the base launch distance buff from 2 to 1.8. Reduce the airborne lunge distance penalty from 25% to 20%. And the enhanced perk now increases lunge distance slightly, back up to 2. Holy fucking balls! Fucking. Oh my god. Oh my god. They said, Bungie said, you know what? Fuck it. Let them have their cake and eat it. Holy shit.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah, rename blinding grenades to disorienting grenades. Okay. Vice Stinger is one of the most desirable origin traits in the game. Blah, blah, blah. This was typically a full reload when the perk activated. It now reloads 25% of the magazine. I mean, that's
So
fair.
Vice, yeah, that I knew that in itself was gonna get nerfed because
Well,
a full reload is so powerful.
yeah, well, I was going to say in both PvP and PvE.
Yep.
Because of the fucking crystals. Because you can make the crystals in both. And then
But like,
future, the we're making include adding a full auto melee accessibility setting.
yep.
Huh. A pass over weapon type and exotic weapon hipfire reticles, including increasing how visibly they change even at high field of view, and adding features like charge meters and exotic perk counters. That's that right there. These couple of sentences are actually fucking massive because it means
Like,
that you're actually going to have way and so like for example, right? A great one is if you are not paying attention to it, and specifically, this is actually so there's a visual cue and an audio cue, and I actually go off of the audio cue, more often than not because, so for those of you that watch my stream, my when I'm playing on my PlayStation, um, what you see on screen the audio is delayed by roughly half a second, give or take, from what's happening on screen. A great example of this is Leviathan's Breath. Is Leviathan's Breath, as you have a slow draw, and then when you hit the perfect draw, you will drop down, and you'll hear, but you'll do like a quick like, so it'll charge up, and then you'll pull back into like the full draw. But if you listen to it, there's actually a huge audio cue of it like loading, like an arrow loading up. Like it is a large, like it's like a mini bass drop whenever you have a fully charged Leviathan's Breath arrow.
yeah.
And seeing that charge counter, like seeing the actual like, hey, it's fully charged. Cora, I apologize. I don't have the my sub shit up on here, but I appreciate the sub. Thank you, bud. Much love. I'll replay that in a bit. But having actual like cues that you can actually like meters that you can actually look at now is going to be really nice for a lot of those weapons. So, because I mean, again, when was the last time you used Polaris Lance? And i.e., do you know how hard it is to fucking count the goddamn shots on Polaris Lance?
It's Polaris is a good concept, but
Poor
Scout's just
execution.
got nerfed into oblivion.
Yeah, good concept, very poor execution. So, I'm actually a really big fan of this. I really, really, really like this specifically because of I'm very, very big on video and audio cues for games, right? And specifically, a lot of the weapons have visual and audio cues of like when it's charged. I mean, for example, Uh, fucking Lord of Wolves. Lord of Wolves is a great example of having that fucking of having the charge set.
Yep.
I mean Cerberus plus one. Um, Tommy's matchbook. Tommy's matchbook when you hit max stacks of burn because it charges up the amount of burn damage that you take over time as you fire it.
Yep.
So I think that that is a phenomenal change. I think that that is very 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 good, and I can't wait to see what they put on it. With that being said, we're gonna get back to the current TWAB. God damn! Thank you for pulling all that shit up. Um,
Yeah.
so let's get into it. Some exotic greatness. Only 26 days. So roughly about we are roughly 3 weeks out. We are
This trailer has me so excited already because not only were they like, you know what, we're gonna give them a little taste of what's coming. They're like, here's 7 exotics, basically. Some of the weapons. Here's some of the armor. Have fun.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to play the video, but I'm going to just go over this. So, final warning. This is, it looks like a
It's
weapon.
a full auto sidearm, from what I can gather.
Hold down
From
the
the
trigger
trailer.
of this kinetic slot strand sidearm to mark targets within range and load a burst of bullets. When hip firing, projectiles track aggressively toward marked targets. That's
Very.
that's pretty cool. Deterministic chaos. It is a machine gun. While holding the trigger, every fourth bullet of this void machine gun becomes a heavy projectile that weakens targets on impact. Every fourth heavy projectile makes targets volatile. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's with the machine gun buff. That thing
Also,
is gonna be so fun.
well, here's a good question. Every fourth bullet, is it going to be a fast firing machine gun? Like let's say like
Seems
21 Delirium, right? Is it going to be like Thunderlords, or is it
it
going to be something
seems
like, or is it going to be like Xenophage and Grand Overture, where you've got that slightly slower firing rate but a lot heavier hitting shot? Is
from
I
what
think
I
going to
could
determine that.
gather, I think it's gonna be somewhere in either like the 450, 350 range, somewhere thereabouts. It's a pretty decent MG.
It's pretty solid. Winter's Bite. This heavy slot exotic stasis glaive fires a large ball of energy that locks onto nearby targets and freezes them. Oh, I can
Yeah,
already tell that's gonna be fucking hated in PvP. Um,
it is a heavy though.
my statement still stands.
Yep.
Uh, Craterarachne's facade. After grappling, this exotic helmet gives extra protection as hunters gain body armor, only body, head still vulnerable, and flinch resistance. That is an
It's an interesting exotic.
that's a really that it's basically a, how do I put it? It's basically it's a battle. It's a combat. It not com.
This is more of
What is
like
the
a neutral game
what
exotic.
is the right phrase I'm thinking of? It makes hunters, so this actually allows hunters to kind of face tank things and not be
I feel
penalized for it
like
nearly as much.
I
It's
feel like it's gonna be way better in PvE still.
I mean, it depends. It depends, I think, on how much flinch resistance they get. Because if they get like a 60% flinch resistance, 60% flinch resistance in fucking PvP is gross.
Like I know everyone's gonna be looking at that as like, oh, this is a great PvP exotic, but I'm thinking of very specific encounters in PvE. Case in point, the sisters in King's
Yeah,
Fall.
yeah.
There's so much flinch in that encounter.
Agreed. And I think it's going to be very, very interesting. We'll have to see. The other thing that would be interesting to note, and I'll just highlight this real quick so everybody can see it on the video, um, is if they do the flinch resistance in both sandboxes.
Yeah,
So if they do a specific flinch resistance for PvE and a specific flinch resistance for PvP, that I think would be really, really nice because the flinch resistance between PvE and PvP is pretty heavy
it's
because they're
substantially more annoying in PvE.
yeah, but there are flinch style builds in PvP. Specifically,
Mainly
those
snipers.
were designed to combat the long range sniper builds. Now I
Yeah,
know that's more of a PC issue, but that ain't my problem.
it'd be interesting. The next two I'm very curious about.
Yeah, Ambient Leap. When Titans use their barricade, it gives extra armor to its wielder and spawns two additional seeking projectiles that track targets aggressively and suspend them. So you throw barricade up and it basically picks. Now, wait, hold on. It says two additional seeking projectiles, which means base strand barricade already has seeking projectiles.
Yep. Yep, it does. From
So,
what they've talked about.
so, and it suspends them, which means it throws them in the air, which means they can't run away. Here's my question. This is what I want to know the most. Does this apply to champions?
I would assume it will.
Because if it suspends them, do you know how much I'm going to actually love having a Titan in fucking dungeons now for overload fucking
Like,
captains?
Strand, I feel like, is going to just outright be really good crowd control.
Yeah. And it's weird. And it's weird for me to say that because we thought stasis was going to be the kind of crowd control, right, was going to be the kind of like heavy crowd control class, and they came up with strand and were like, yeah, you know everything about stasis, yeah, strand does it, but like 5 times easier. Like, what the
Like,
fuck? Like, you don't have to
imagining,
shatter these.
I'm imagining that they're probably going to rework stasis this year as well.
I
Because Strand is probably going to power creep it pretty hard.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I think that, so in my opinion, I think what they're gonna need to do is they're going to need to. I don't think necessarily, because my biggest issue with stasis is stasis does what it does. It is crowd control based, right? But I feel like the instant crowd control that from what we've seen of Strand and how instant it is compared to stasis needing a little bit of build up, I wonder if they're going to increase the amount of time that you can CC something with stasis. Because I feel like stasis has, it's okay, it's a moderate amount of damage. I still hate silence and squall. Um but I feel like it's going to be the heavy CC class where everything is crowd control, whereas Strand is going to give you crowd control and mobility.
Yep.
It's because it's a little bit of crowd control, a lot of mobility, but more importantly, from what we've seen from the classes, it's going to be a lot of area of denial.
Which, like they've said, they're actually going to showcase stasis tomorrow. They're going to have a thing come out tomorrow showcasing it a little bit.
So
It'll be interesting to see.
that'll be very interesting to see. And then the last piece, which is the Warlock piece, is Swarmers. This new exotic leg armor new exotic leg armor, very important to note, allows warlocks to create threadlings to infest and attack enemies after destroying a tangle.
It's interesting.
I don't actually know what that means. Destroying a tangle. Maybe it's from one of the recent videos that I just clearly have not looked
It
at.
is in that little video that they linked.
Okay, then I'll have to watch that on my own time. But that's gonna be very interesting. And here's why. Because let's be honest here, Danny. Other than Lunafactions, what other fucking leg armor do warlocks use?
Rain of Fire.
Which one?
Rain of Fire.
Oh, is that a new one from this? Is that the new one this season?
Yeah, they came out from this season. Every time you Icarus dash, it reloads your weapons.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty useful one.
And it also, like, I believe, increases performance of fusions and linear fusions.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they were kind of nutty.
So the warlocks got that, where the hunters got the bow exotic, right?
Yeah.
What is that exotic again, by the way? I always forget. It's the one that gives you infinite draw time.
Oh yeah, Oathkeepers.
Thank you. And then more exotic weapons and armor pieces coming with Lightfall, and of course some cool legendary ones. We are keeping the details about those undercover for now, but we have pictures to share. Now, this is the sidearm, so I'm going to assume that that is Final Warning. Yeah, Final Warning, and then this is Deterministic Chaos. Oh, okay. So we actually get to see the gun here. So based on the bullets that we're seeing, I would actually argue it may not be a 350. It may be a 200. I would argue probably a 280.
It's interesting because they show it off, and it does have a pretty chunky rate of fire.
Yeah, it's more like, it's less of a, because it's not, it wouldn't, the best way that I can describe it is through military terms, is because so let me put it in perspective. Danny, do you know what the Mark 19 is?
Yep.
Okay, Xeno is a Mark 19. Xeno is literally a Mark 19. That is all it is. It is a machine gun that shoots grenades. That is literally all it is, right?
I just watched the video. But just this, it does kind of look like it's a 450, maybe 300.
Yeah. So, and it's not going to be something like fuck. What was the splicer, fucking machine gun?
Yeah.
Because that was a 650 RPM fucking machine gun, which we haven't seen, by the way. Do note, in a very long time. We haven't seen something that high in a very long time. So I think it's going to be a cross between like Thunderlords and Grand Overture in that kind of wheelhouse. It's not going to be super fast firing, but the bullets are gonna hit.
Yeah.
So at least based from what I can see. Though I will say though, I absolutely love this design.
It looks great.
You know, if I'm gonna be honest, this actually kind of reminds me of some of the earlier concepts for the Dreaming City weapons.
Yep.
So, it honestly, it looks really good. And then this is the Stasis Glaive.
That is a nasty looking glaive.
You know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm surprised at what that's not a sword.
Right?
Forgive me, Danny, for I'm about to sin. That looks like one of the guitars you got from Guitar Hero.
It kind of does. It kind of does, honestly.
So, yeah. But, I mean, there you go. Weapons are a changin'. So these are the weapons that we already went over this. So, or at least part of it. watch back through the video, and you'll catch
Yeah.
it. We won't go over it again. If you want to read more into detail about such changes, please give it a thorough read. And if you haven't checked the build crafting or legacy focusing articles, we really think you should. We've also covered part of that as well. Now, bye bye blues for real this time. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah, they're gone.
They're gone. Fuck them. Fuck
Like
the
after
blues.
the first hot fix where they tried to do that, kind of had a major not okay moment, and they had to roll it back. But this time they got it, so they're actually gone now.
Thank God. Lightfall maintenance downtime. There you go. Destiny 2 will be brought offline for 24 hours starting at 9 a.m. PST on February 27th.
Yep. So the Monday before Lightfall, servers will be completely offline. So if you have anything that you need to get before Lightfall, do it Sunday.
Do it Sunday. Yeah. Because I think that you and I think that Sunday are going to be doing a lot of prepping that Sunday. Because we're probably going to do a little bit of... I'm going to do a little bit of bounty stacking. I'm not going to go crazy with it, but I'm just going to stack, like... I'd probably stack, like, the Banshee bounties and, like, a couple of the...
Just
the
remember,
bounties.
one of the initial quests for Lightfall requires an empty slot in your bounties.
Yes.
So you need to have at least one empty slot in the bounties before Lightfall, or you will not be able to get the quests.
Yeah. So make sure that you... I would say just don't pick up one set of the bounties. Just don't pick up one set of the bounties. And I hate to do it to them. Except I don't feel sorry at all. Just don't pick up Gambit. Just don't. Just leave it the fuck alone. Just don't pick up the bounties.
This is basically a hey. I know most of you all are min-maxing for the raid. Yeah, don't min-max, or you cannot fix this class.
Yeah, and because it's like right as it drops. Like, you will get you will instantly get it, and then you will be locked out. Congratulations, you fucked yourself. So, yeah. Cabal Scorpions need some tough love. This is going into PvP. Valis Forge wants us to remind you all that this is the last week of Iron Banner before the new expansion. Therefore, it's your last chance to gild the Iron Lord title if you haven't already. We increased their reputation gains all over the board, so take that into consideration when jumping into Iron Banner Fortress. Now, I've heard that that Fortress has actually been super fun.
It is fun.
I just heard that I've heard that PvP has been awful recently.
It's so fun, but it has also made me hate Bubble infinitely.
It's just trials all over again.
Bubble in PvP is so annoying.
Also, I'm very sad to see that they're getting rid of Frontier's Cry this early. It just came in 2 seasons ago.
Here's the fun thing, though. Next season, it will be focusable. Razors, however, will be going away from the loot pool for a while.
Yeah. But Frontier's Cry, I think, is a phenomenal hand cannon. Anytime I play Iron Banner, that's my standard weapon, is Frontiers. It hits like a truck, and the Skulking Wolf perk on it, disgusting in Iron Banner. It's too fucking good. And being able to make it focusable gives me a reason to actually want to fucking grind the damn thing again. So, that'll be nice. And then we're also getting the Bite of the Fox Sniper Rifle and the Yoram's Claw Pulse Rifle. But please, for the love of God, I don't know if I can say this enough, Danny. Please, for the love of God, give me a goddamn Pulse with fucking Rampage. We haven't gotten one with Rampage that's been dog shit in a long time.
Yoram's might. It's been a while since it's been in the loot pool.
Well, because here's my issue with Pulse Rifles, is I don't think Pulse Rifles themselves, like the concept of Pulse Rifles, is why they're bad. It's they're given such shitty fucking perk pools, is why so many Pulse Rifles fucking suck ass. Is their perk pools fucking are garbage. Like, that's part of my issue with Pulse Rifles, is the perk pulls suck. I'd rather just use an auto rifle or a submachine gun at that point.
Yeah.
And then the bite of the fox. I mean, there's just some really good sniper perk pulls. So the standard one that I'm probably gonna be looking for is box breathing something something something. Like if it's an Iron Banner weapon, box breathing's gonna be pretty solid on it.
Yeah.
That and I think tunnel vision. I think tunnel vision specifically
Tunnel
for
vision.
PvP. Tunnel vision for PvP specifically
When they
is going to be nice.
changed it, tunnel vision is a lot better on snipers.
100% agreed. I definitely think so. Yeah, I think tunnel vision when they updated it to what it is now definitely makes
Like,
it makes it feel so much better.
I'm
Because
very sad that Kill Clip basically had to die for that, but I get it.
yeah,
Pairing the two would be a little much.
yeah. Though to be fair, in PvP, I don't think it's nearly as big of an issue, because you have to leave your little sniper's nest to go get green bricks. Um, so and then, because if I'm gonna be honest, I feel like most of the PvP weapons, like for example, Frontier's Cry, I don't use it outside of Iron Banner.
Yeah,
Like the Skulking Wolf perk is so fucking strong, right? That I don't use it outside of Iron Banner because
like
I have Dire Promise, I have Austringer,
that
like
is the thing with Skulking Wolf though. Like it's literally only useful in PvP.
yeah, like it's only useful in PvP, but when it's useful, it's
It's good.
disgustingly useful. Yeah,
Like you're denying people radar, basically.
yeah, and
It's pretty
I love it.
strong.
Yeah, I love it. I love Skulking Wolf. And then Black at Bungie celebrating the Black History Month. So Bungie yet again uh, doing what they do best, uplifting the community. So getting to see them do this, super dope.
Yeah.
So again, Bungie just being Bungie. Um, and along with this, the polls are open. You'll be able to vote on 3 classic maps for Trials of Osiris. That will be between Fortress, Twilight Gap, and Radiant Cliffs. Radiant Cliffs. I'm gonna be honest. I think the only good one out of literally all of those is Twilight Gap. I know
Twilight
we,
Gap's pretty good.
I know we don't see Radiant Cliffs a lot, but
Fortress
both
is just not good.
Fortress
For
is garbage, trash. Get it out. It's an awful map.
which good news, we're getting 2 reworked maps and a new map in Lightfall, so that's nice.
So technically 3 maps.
Technically 3 maps.
So that'll be nice. And yeah, Destiny support reminders. Here are your reminder dates. I'm not gonna go over these. I'm just gonna sit here, pause the video, look at these. All right, moving on. Known issues.
It's the
Um,
reminder.
Yeah, the redacted quest cannot be picked up if a player's bounty inventory is full. Players will need to make room in their inventory to pick up the quest step. So, yes, do not do that. Pretty much all of these I think were mostly on last week. Um,
Yep.
huh. On the Mars map for Heist Battlegrounds, when a player's ghost is hacking, viewing the director will incorrectly show 2 objectives on the map.
See that one's just funny.
That's fucking hysterical. Also, on the Europa map for Heist Battlegrounds, cryptolith towers may appear to reactivate after they are deactivated. Oh my god, that's memey as shit. That's memey as shit. I love it.
There's some funny ones.
I've muted the grandpas. And it's literally a Discord fight between Osiris and Clovis. I will go back and watch that. And that is by I can't tell. Who's that by? Axula. Oh, hold on. Axula 1. And then here, Josh Rubel on Twitter for the first time ever. This is my MOTW submission for the Destiny 2 team, even though I had one flawless run. There were many countless failed runs. So let me share with you how I got to and through my flawless run. And this is a Spire run, right?
Let's see. Looks like it.
Yeah. So yeah. That Warlock helmet is good. Zera visual effects. Iron Seraph commission for Chronic Chroma. That is banger fucking art. Both the Night Ghost with the Iron Banner Warlock gear.
Iron Banner said it's just too good.
It don't miss. Now
Bring back more D1 armor, please.
if they could just make armor in D2 that wasn't fucking dog shit.
Bring back the D1 armor. That's all they gotta do.
We're gonna skip this one because that's AI garbage.
Yep.
So yeah. So overall, pretty, very important. TWAB overall.
A
Very
lot of quality of life stuff coming.
lot of buffs.
Exotics getting mega buffed. Leviathans is the one that really surprised me.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited to see Leviathans. I think Leviathans is gonna be really, really good. I'm gonna swap screens here. Yeah, I think Leviathans overall is going to be very, very good. I think Sunshot now with the new change is going to be really nice. I might actually put it into my solar build. That's going to be pretty solid. I mean Prometheus lens and Sleeper are going to be so much fucking fun to use.
Yep.
I mean, I don't remember the last time I pulled out Sleeper other than to do the Catalyst. Actually, no. That was the last time I did it. Was when I pulled it out. Was to do its Catalyst. Back when Dares of Eternity first dropped.
I am also very interested in Two-Tailed Fox.
I am very
It is
tempted, Danny, to do its Catalyst in Dares of Eternity. Because
Yep.
I think that is going to be the best way. And I think, and I'm really hoping that they keep Dares of Eternity because it is, in my opinion, it made farming heavy ammo weapons. It made farming their catalysts so much easier.
I think they are going to keep theirs because I feel like that's what they're gonna have to bring in weapons for seasons past.
I think that's a great point because there will always be a reason to play it.
'Cause that's how you can still get like Season of the Splicer weapons and stuff like that. How you can get Gnawing Hungers still.
That's how you get all of the 30th edition weapons.
Yep. Because they have like a rotation every week of different season
yeah,
and
they specifically
different location weapons stuff.
They specifically state what weapons you can get for that week, right?
Yep. There is places that keep track of what weapons are in rotation.
Yeah. So I'm very, very, very interested to see that. I personally am a big fan of Dares. I think it is a phenomenal game mode, and again, I think that it is like you said, it's going to have a lot of value. You can still farm previous weapons, previous season's weapons, but more importantly, even more than that, is the heavy catalyst farm. Because, I mean, when was the last time you farmed a heavy cat not using dares? I can tell you, fucking never.
Yeah, because like just giving people the ability to have infinite heavy ammo pretty easily and lots of mobs to just tear through. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, I went through my entire vault. I literally went through 15 plus heavy exotics the month that Dares was first released. I went through 15 exotics over the course of 2 weeks doing their catalysts. That I can tell you right now, I never would have done if it wasn't for fucking Dares. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that that is going to be very interesting. I'm very excited to see Twin-tailed fox. The other thing that I want to see from Twin-tailed fox is I want to see the name change.
It's like I bet the name of the perk is going to be Three-tailed fox.
Yeah, I think the catalyst will, yeah, the catalyst with its perk will make it. I think it should actually full on change the name when you do the finish the catalyst. It should change it from two-tailed fox to three-tailed fox, and I think that for the first time ever, I think the catalyst should change how the gun looks.
It it's
Because
probably going to come with a new ornament.
I
They're probably going to bring out a new ornament for it.
well, and here's my thing is twin-tailed fox specifically, right? So when you take a look at all of the weapons, the two weapons, right, not including Dead Messenger, since Dead Messenger is kind of like Arbalist. It's just the answer to the all like A through E. It's answers to all above, right?
It's also been a considerable problem in PvP for a while.
Right. So, but when you take a look at the other like major two weapons that you normally use against multi shield targets, right? I.e., Hardlight and Borealis, they both change colors.
Yep.
They both rotate blue, red, purple, right?
Which like
Whereas Twin-tailed fox specifically because it is solar and void, it is red and purple. I would love to see when you do the catalyst. I would love to see it get blue trimming.
I hope what they do is when the catalyst arrives, I hope it adds a third projectile and they just spiral.
I think that's exactly what they're going to do. I think that's exactly 100% what they're going to do. Um, because number one, it makes sense. Number two, it's going to be aesthetically pleasing as fuck. Just seeing those three rockets, just absolutely just chunk people. I mean, you thought champions were easy this season, boy.
Well,
They about to
the
learn
exotic
today.
changes,
They about to
the
learn
ex-
today.
the exotic changes are definitely gonna make champions a non-issue. That plus all of the anti-champion stuff being baked into the subclasses now, that's so good.
Yeah, and this is something that, and this is one of the bad things that I just want to quickly go over, is I love what they're doing with all of the exotics. However, comma, I still think that they need to, and this will hopefully be solved with Lightfall when they do, because they're reworking all of the mods, is reworking the champion mods to actually being allowed to use whatever fucking weapon you want with that champion mod. Because, for example, I personally am a fan of anti-barrier auto rifle and anti-barrier linear. But I am a big fan of unstoppable hand cannon. Anytime hand cannon is literally anything but unstoppable, I cry because it is fucking useless.
Yeah,
And so that's my biggest issue with the past couple seasons is locking you into using weapons that you don't give a fuck about, right? Like the amount of anti-barrier pulse rifles, bro. Do you know how many people actively use pulse rifles? Like,
pulses are not in a great state in PvE.
no, they're not. They're fucking dog shit in my opinion. Again, there's just a combination of things, right? Lack of damage, fire rate, shit perk pulls, I think is another one of the issues. And why would you use the exotic pulse rifles when the exotic auto rifles and SMGs do their job better than they do?
Like from
Oh, and
like a
scouts.
yeah, from
Literally
like a
just DMT.
PvE, yeah, like a PvE standpoint, how many people are using an exotic that is not either a special weapon or a heavy weapon?
Or a meme. Or a meme. Don't
For
forget.
me.
Sweet business in wrecking exist.
But primarily, you're gonna see people using stuff like Wither Horde, Divinity. You're gonna see like the heavy
Arbalist. I
weapons,
mean, Arbalist is
the
still going to be used.
Arbalest.
Just I think just Arbalist, even though they're nerfing the damage on it, I still think it's going to be heavily used just because Arby is Arby, and it's gonna forever have its use.
Just basically because it doesn't care about elemental shields.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people, and I think you may agree with me on this. I think a lot of people will be swapping from Arbalist, to Dead Messenger to deal with shields.
I think, honestly, since they're toning down the effects of match game, by basically just getting rid of it, I think a
I
lot of people are gonna switch from worrying about shields to just nuking champions.
Yeah, which is, in my opinion, is good because because here's my opinion is that match game is match game is bad for two reasons. Number one, it requires all three of your it requires all three of your fucking fire team to cover all of the champions, right? And if you're running specific builds, for example, an elemental well build, elemental wells really like you to have weapons, both your energy and your heavy weapon, as the
Yep.
same as the same archetype or same subclass as your actual subclass. Like if you're running solar warlock, you really want a solar energy weapon and a solar heavy because fucking font of might fucking exists.
Like the mod that they had this season, Monochromatic Maestro.
Yeah, like it's literally just font of might and what's the other gun one? The other well gun mod. It's font of might and oh I think it's elemental
The
armaments.
armaments.
Yeah,
Yeah, where you could
armaments.
create the wells with the matching damage type.
Yeah,
Which
it's literally it's those two combined into one, right? Which is
it's gonna
good.
be very interesting in Lightfall since they're baking uh Elemental Well and Charged with Light into the same armor mod category. To charged armor.
Yeah, so I'm very interested to see that, and I'm really excited for what we're going to be seeing in the future. Because there's and we're going to be seeing a lot of stuff coming up.
Oh yeah.
With that being said, anything else you want to say about the TWAB, Danny?
I look forward to seeing Strand tomorrow. That's about it. I think they covered everything pretty well.
Do you know what time they're releasing the video for that? Because I'm down to watch it with you.
Uh let's see. Cause I think it's like when is the Strand trailer tomorrow? I might have to like look. Because they
Because
probably have the premiere thing on YouTube.
yeah, because I'm doing Generation Zero tomorrow with Cryptic to try and get the new experimental weapons. So, I really want to go see that. But anyways, uh, we'll continue talking about that. Uh,
9 a.m. my time.
9 a.m. your time, so 10 a.m. my time. Okay. So then we'll just watch the premiere together. Sound good?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. With that being said, Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitch here and YouTube by the same name.
You can also find me on Twitch and YouTube at Domini Fox, or you can find me on Twitter at DominiFox1, shit posting about games or anime. Um, and there's going to be a lot of that coming up soon. Um, and very, very specifically, and this is a small little channel update. Cryptic's almost done building his PC.
Nice.
So that means there's going to be a very large shift in content that is going to be happening. I will release another video kind of going over what that's going to entail. But that also means that there's actually going to be legit editing on my channel soon. Which also means there may or may not um, be a tier list that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. Um, and I'll say that once I end the recording. So, with that being said, so you'll just have to catch the stream if you want to see what I say. With that being said, thank you all so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And no, these TWABs recently have been very long. They've all been like an hour plus. I'm sorry. Again, it's gonna happen with these new expansions. They they're gonna be long as shit. So please, I really hope you had something to eat, something to drink, and you were just able to chill and hang out, or you were listening on your way to work. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for stopping by, and we really appreciate it. We both hope you all have a wonderful day, and as always, don't be a fucking sweat lord. We'll see you guys next time.